design I did with Mark at a workshop. At that time, at that point when I decided Mark wasn't going to come here. Let him. As I think Cecily mentioned, your material should not touch. The reason being, when your eye goes through, your eye will get stuck there. So if there's space there, only time you can use the material like this if the title is over the edge. This is over the edge, you can touch this. Even I think Carol mentioned about the still life, about the cloth. You can't use that side because that's not your property basically. Okay? So this is going to be over the edge once I finish it, okay? Because it's touching, I know it's touching.
That was a cast iron.
So again, any base, especially for contemporary work, and if you're using the base as one of your mechanisms, if there's space underneath, it's so much better. That's the reason why I've chosen this design, because if you place a board flat on the table or raise it, it makes a whole lot of difference. That air and that space underneath lifts your design up, and your eyes definitely goes through and not get stuck to that board basically. Okay? So that's why I chose this design, just to talk about the space. Using some of these spider orchids to take my eye through from this side to that side.
They're from the market, we do.
They're from the market, yeah. Carol and Sharon.
Like that.
Yeah.
Did you buy those by the bunch or?
Yeah, five stems in a bunch.
Okay.
I don't know how much I have to pay. I'm sure they're expensive.
They're not cheap.
Look at the colour.
But I thought it would be really good for this design.
And it still keeps the space, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it is, please? I can't see.
It's spider orchids. Spider orchids.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
That's the common name of it.
Is it an oncidium?
Dendrobium.
Dendrobium. Thanks, Helen.
So basically, you know the Gregor technique which we do with the pliers, but my hands couldn't do it. So you can drill holes and put in the stub wires and fold it, and then this is the bamboo blind. You get at Bunnings and everywhere. Just take out all the thread from it, and then I've just attached it in a crisscross manner, and made that, and it's going from a wider part to a smaller part, so your eye is going from there to there.
If you use stub wire underneath for the underneath,
It's stub wire, yeah. So stub wire, you fold from here, 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 and then cover it round with the bamboo. Yeah. There are lots of different variations on this one when we did it. I think Michael did a vertical one, isn't it? So, yeah. Just tying the
Wonderful contrast of designs today, Madhu.
yeah,
Really good, you know, contrasting.
yeah. Everybody's done different
Yeah,
ones, which is
very good.
But in all the elements and principles are important for each and every design.
Yeah.
Line, your line, space, color. So these three, so that my eye goes from here to there as well. You can thread it through so it doesn't stays where you want it to stay. One thing. So basically that's more horizontal, the other one is more vertical. So you have to really choose, first of all, what the title is, because if it's something very sleepy or very calm or something, you always do a horizontal, sleepy sort of a thing. And if it's something very vibrant and you need that really flair of it, then you have to use the vertical. So most of the things like that are in our menu. which line to use for which sort of a title, and it's always very, very helpful to, before exhibiting, to go through the manual a bit, using some hypericums for the contrast of color as well as texture. The elements and principles for any form of art, elements and principles are very, very important. So it's always good to know your elements and principles by heart, basically, especially the learner judges who are going to come up. We've talked about the space on the exhibit. We've talked about vertical, horizontal. Diagonal is another really, really good line. If you go to Mark's website, I think there's some really good examples about diagonal designs. Mark, you want to talk about space and line?
How long has it got? How long?
So I'm using again some of the tricks for different texture. Whatever color I'm using on this side, I'm using on this side as well, but it doesn't have to be equal. One side can be heavier and taller, and the other can be.
Are they dark carnation?
No, they're naturally that colour.
They can be thinner, but more.
Natural carnation.
Madhu, is there any rule with your test tubes as to what angle they should be at? Or is it just so that you get some water in
So
there?
that the water stays in here.
Yeah.
Could you speak up? I didn't hear the question or the answer.
Just about the angle of the test tubes?
Okay.
Yeah, it has to hold the water.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use upside down with the cap on, but then we have to make sure that it's full and your stand is just going that much so that. But I know with the florist tube they have to have. I don't know whether you can use it upside down.
Yeah. Well, not commercially, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You get a leaf, wouldn't you? I can't see it from there.
I think the leaves is on the tree. Yeah.
Great.
Here. Basically, it's like a crisscross overlapping
The
design.
white sticks there off a blind that you can buy at Bunnings.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
A blind that you can have colours. The white sticks. I've seen them there.
I must say, all the years that I've been doing floral art, I've made heaps of friends all over the world, and it's been a real pleasure doing floral art, I think. And you're always learning from any design or anything. You're always learning something or the other, even if it's the simplest design. You're going to learn something. Any questions?
Where do the green carnations grow?
These ones?
Also, Papa.
Yeah, they might be imported as well. Yeah.
They're all grown under license in Australia. It's not something that you can freely get.
Yeah.
I've tried.
You can't strike them very well.
No, they don't
because
strike.
They fumigate them and use dipping and things, and you can't get cuttings for a dip. It's an all, but I think yeah, I think they all got PBRs.
So they basically go like that.
Oh, wow.
So any questions on line space? I need one small thing here, which I'm going to get.
Madhu, do you just like going over the table bit again? I wasn't.
So usually when you're given a space, you can't even put your tablecloth or anything over this edge. And you always lift your material. Unless the title is like over the edge, there is a competition, Queensland competition has a title over the edge. Then you can go over. If the title says it, and they say you can use more space than what you're given, you can go over, but otherwise